If this is the second time you're seeing this video launch, it's because I made a mistake the first time. I said something, it was the middle of the night, and I completely forgot something, or rather, misremembered it backwards. So I apologize for that, but this is the video, slightly edited, but basically the same. Alright everybody, welcome back. Today we are going to be talking about one of my favorite legendaries, Galarian Moltres. This was a Gen 8 Pokemon, obviously not its original Kanto variant. This thing is awesome. It is a dark flying Pokemon, and it has a pretty decent stat spread, so let's go ahead and jump right in. Defense is going to be a 90. Special defense is going to be a 125. That is a very good stat, very solid stat there. Attack stat is going to be 85, but its special attack will be 100. Another very, very decent stat. HP 90, speed 90. So you can see it's a pretty balanced Pokemon. Nothing super low, but it does have things in that higher range with its special defense at 125. Moltres is going to house two different abilities. That is going to be Berserk and Flame Body. Now, Flame Body is usually used for hatching eggs in these Pokemon games, but it does have another use that when a Pokemon makes contact with a Pokemon that has Flame Body, there is a 30% chance that that Pokemon will be burned. So that's not too bad. 30% is also pretty good when it comes to these kinds of additional effects. So not bad at all. But Berserk is an amazing ability. Berserk is literally going to take the Pokemon, and if it drops below 50%, it's going to go ahead and get a +1 special attack raise. So if you pair it with a Pokemon that can heal you, or you have a Pokemon, or you have a berry or something like that on the Pokemon to also heal it, then you can go back up to a much higher HP value and still be in the game, but now be on the field as a much greater threat, especially when you pair that with a Pokemon like Moltres that has Fiery Wrath as its signature move, which can hit everything on the other side of the field, and it's just a great move. So this is an awesome ability. Moving on to the resistances and weaknesses, Galarian Moltres actually has a +1 resistant over its weaknesses. It has 5 total resistances and only 4 weaknesses. Ghost, Grass, and Dark are all going to be reduced by 50% or half, while Ground and Psychic are going to be completely immune to, as it is a dark flying type. So it has 5 total resistances, with 2 of those being full immunities. Whereas its weaknesses, it is going to be weak against Rock, Electric, Ice, and Fairy, and that's all going to be double effective, or 2 times effective here. So it does have more resistances than it does weaknesses, but you do have to be careful of those weaknesses because some of them, like Fairy type, for example, are very common, and you will find those in your battles. Alright, so moving into the builds, we are going to look at the #1 build in competitive right now for the Galarian Moltres. And so let's go ahead and get right into it. For the Tera, we're going to keep it at the dark flying. You can do whatever you need to do here, switch it up if you would like. If you want to switch it to something that's going to make you not weak to, like, Fairy, for example, by all means, shoot for the stars. That being said, we've got the EV spread, special attack 252, speed 252, and special defense 4. That other 4 you could throw wherever you want, but it doesn't hurt to put it into one of your highest stats anyway. So that's going to be a pretty easy spread for you there. The moveset's going to be Fiery Wrath, which is the signature move for the Galarian Moltres. It does hit both targets on the opposite side of the field, as well as give the possibility for flinching those targets. Air Slash, very good stab for flying for you, and Nasty Plot and Protect. Those are going to be your 4 moves that you can go with. Now, you can substitute Hurricane or Tailwind here. Tailwind, I would really only put this in if you're doing a little bit more of a bulky build. You wouldn't be able to use Assault Vest for that because this is a non-damaging move, but you could put some kind of barrier or something like that with it. And Hurricane is a super heavy hitting move. You get Nasty Plot off. You hit something with Hurricane, it's going to die. It's pretty much that simple, right? So those are 2 good alternate moves for you there, but there's some other ones that you may want to look at for this Pokemon as well. For the ability, nature, and item, we are going to go with that Berserk ability. The nature, you can pick what you need here, what you prefer, with Timid or Modest. Timid if you want to go more for that speed stat, Modest if you're going more for the special attack stat. Me personally, I like having the Modest here. I like to get as much damage out as I can with this. With Nasty Plot on there, it does just a crazy amount of damage. For the items, you can do Citrus Berry, Assault Vest, and Safety Goggles. Now again, these are the things that are pulled from the #1 build right now that's being used. So those are the 3 or 4 items, the 3 items that you can use for this build. The top 4 usage teammates are going to be Urshifu Rapid, which is the water style. Amoonguss, Grimmsnarl, and Fluttermane. All 4 of these are very solid options in any team, so they can definitely correspond to working with the Galarian Moltres. Alright, this next set, we're actually going to be working on a little bit of bulk here, so it's going to be a Tera Steel type. That way, if we do get those fairy types that come out, like a Fluttermane for example, we'll be able to not just resist that fairy typing, but also be able to do some damage back at them. So the EV spread is going to be 196 into HP, 212 into defense. Special defense is going to have 36, special attack 28, and speed 36. This is going to put us in a couple different tiers above just the base stats so that we can compete with some of the other Pokemon naturally. But we're really working on our bulk here so we have more survivability. That being said, the moveset is going to be Fiery Wrath and Air Slash or Tera Blast. Tera Blast would give you the Steel typing stab bonus, but you would lose Air Slash. Now, we have Nasty Plot and Protect here, but this really depends on what you're going to do. If you're going to put a Assault Vest on this Pokemon to boost that special defense and make it a crazy good wall, you won't be able to use Nasty Plot and Protect. So what you would want to do then is add something else, maybe Hurricane or Air Slash or some kind of attacking moves to keep yourself good to go. If you don't use the Assault Vest, then you can use something else like one of the berries to heal or weakness policy or whatever it is that you feel like, and you can go with your Nasty Plot and your Protect, or instead of Nasty Plot you could put Roost on there, you could set the weather, you could use Tailwind, or you could even do U-turn to pivot out if you need to get out of dodge. That being said, we're still using the same ability here, but this is the one set where you could use Flame Body and it could have some viability to use, giving you that small chance of burning an opponent that is physically hitting you. The nature for this is going to be bold. We're working on the bulk for this. And again, with the items, you want something that's either going to boost your defenses or is going to just heal you outright. You could do other things as well, like I have weakness policy here. I threw that on just to give yourself a huge boost in attack if you do take a super effective hit. But for the most part, you want to work on the survivability with this specific set here. Now, you could easily take that Tera Steel typing and throw it onto the first build with the 252 into special attack, 252 into the other, and just work on doing straight damage. That would work as well, especially if you're using it as a catch for fairy-type Pokemon. But for the most part, this one here is a bulk build. Alright, now I really like this next set. I had a lot of fun with it. I went ahead and put Moltres on a sand team with Tyranitar and some others, and just for fun, and it's done very, very well. So this might be something you want to consider as well. Putting it as a Tera Rock type, and then we're going to have the EV spread, HP 224, defense 228, and special defense 56. So we're going to make this a little bit more bulky on this set here. Now the moveset itself, Fiery Wrath, of course. But I put Air Slash or Tera Blast. You can choose one or the other. I like having Tera Blast here. That way we get a stab bonus off the rock and have a counter for stuff. But you do lose your stab bonus with flying by not putting Air Slash in. You can also choose either Nasty Plot or Protect. Or Nasty Plot and Protect. So you got 5 different skills here. You can choose which one you like the most. Of course, there's a million other skills. You see I also have Sandstorm out here. If you don't have a setter, you can set with him. Tailwind or U-turn to pivot. So there's lots of different options that you can choose here, but I do like Fiery Wrath, Tera Blast, Nasty Plot, and Protect. The ability, nature, and item, we're going to go with Berserk again, of course, and Bold. Bold so we can build up those defenses and be very, very bulky so that we can take some punishment and still be out on the field. We want to get that Nasty Plot off, and if we're lucky enough to just slightly dip under 50%, then we'll get that +1 special attack from our Berserk ability, and we'll just be absolutely disgusting for anybody to have to deal with. Now, as far as the items, you want that Citrus Berry or Assault Vest. I put Smooth Rock here. Obviously, that's not going to be a top choice, but if you are going to set the Sandstorm with the Moltres, then you might want to put the Smooth Rock here. But generally speaking, something that would heal you is probably best. Citrus Berry or having extra special defense with your Assault Vest. But try to put a Pokemon out on the field too that maybe can help you out, either defending you with some Protect-like shields or tossing a heal over to you, or even just a Follow Me would be fine too. But this is a fun Pokemon. It really, really is. But that being said, this is a great Pokemon, a fantastic Pokemon. It's super good and a little underrated, but it is being used. And this Pokemon can sweep teams and it can fit into almost any team. It's just a very good, solid option for you, and I hope you guys have a lot of fun with it. Now, if you guys do have a good build that you want to share, put it down in the comments. I'd love to see it. Love to talk about it. If you had questions about any of these builds, put that down in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe. But guys, thank you so much for hanging out. I do appreciate you guys, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. But until then, take care.